Hey bestie, come on in. Let me show you my very messy house. My name is Rosa. I'm 38 years old. I live in this house. I like long walks on the beach. No. um, I'm an occupational therapist. I have quite a lot of obsessions. I love to knit. My new obsession is gardening. What else do I like to? I like to cook. We're mainly plant-based, so I make a lot of stuff with tofu and lots of veggies. I live here with my family, and my family includes my husband, my son, and my mom, my brother, and his kids. So we call it kind of like a family commune type style. We live in the forest, so we're around nature all the time, which I absolutely love. I lived my whole life in the city, and I was always wondering why I was so stressed out all the time, and my nervous system was just like all over the place. And once we moved to the country, it's just been like one big exhale, actually. Nature is so healing, and not having people around me all the time. Well, I have my family around me all the time, people I love. I like that. But just going for long walks in the forest still feels completely unreal. When you've lived your whole life in the city, just being so close to nature is absolutely amazing. I lived most of my life in the city. And then about, I think, 3 years ago, we moved to a house a little bit outside of the city. We had a garden. It was a house that needed a lot of renovation, and we thought that we were going to stay there for the rest of our lives, basically. And then all of a sudden we got an opportunity to buy this place. It was the opportunity to also live with my mom and my brother, which basically is my life dream, to live in a family commune like this, and to have all the kids together and they can just run back and forth. At one point, we did live quite close to my mom. We lived in an apartment. I lived upstairs, my mom lived downstairs. And that was right around when I had my son. And it was just such a great help to have her right next to us. And I have a great relationship with my family, and I absolutely love being close to them in this way. And it feels really good to live in this way where there's a lot less stress about small stuff in a way. We can just all chip in and all help each other out. And I love having kind of like potluck dinners these days where everyone brings something, and it just makes everything really a lot easier. And I absolutely love that. We had a long process moving. It was over the course of 2 months, I think. We were going back and forth, taking a little bit at a time. It was quite stressful. Moving is so stressful. And it hadn't been very long since we moved last, when we moved again. So yeah, it was a very stressful process, but it was also very joyful because my brother and mother had already moved in. So we were just so excited to come here, and we had visited them many, many times and just dreaming about when is it going to be time for us to move. So finally coming here was just absolutely amazing. And then it being in the spring as well was just absolutely perfect, seeing everything blossoming now. Out here we actually have a peach tree. Like, how amazing is it to have a peach tree in Denmark? Our old house, we had a garden as well, but I think we never really got into... It was quite overwhelming. It had a lot of flowers and a lot of different things, and we just didn't know where to start. And I think moving here, it has been a little bit different because it's quite a big place and there's a lot to do, but there are not a lot of flowers already or a lot of perennials in the garden. And so it's kind of been like a blank canvas, starting over, starting a new garden. We can really put our own dreams into it. That's quite a big value for me. And I think that Might be interesting to follow along and see that. See what's it like living with your parents. It might be very stressful, but also very nice. Okay, I'll show you around. This is our very messy living room. And it is very messy because, well, we just moved in about 2 months ago and we're also renovating. And when I say we, I mean my husband is renovating the whole house. Not the whole house. We're new flooring and we've done up the walls. Used to be exposed brick. A red brick that made the room a little bit dark, I felt like. This is another part of the living room. We're still missing the floor here. This is the old flooring, the tile flooring, and we wanted to go with the wood flooring. The ceiling is quite a special thing as well that we need to do because the ceiling has pictures in it, which is a little bit special. My son loves it. I would like to go with the more subtle ceiling, which is just going to be white like the rest of it. This is the kitchen. It is the biggest kitchen I've ever had, and I feel extremely blessed and grateful to have such a nice kitchen. The place that we used to live had a smaller and north-facing kitchen, so there was never a lot of sunlight. And we had our neighbor's house was right by the window, so being able to cook here is just so lovely and enjoying the sun every day. And a really, really great feature is over here, which I absolutely love, is the ability to hide all of my appliances. So when I do tidy up, which I do sometimes, right now it's very messy, I can hide away everything behind here, which is really great. I love my kitchen appliances. I have a lot of them because I love cooking. This hood right here, I am trying to talk my husband into doing something about that because that's the one thing that I don't love about the kitchen. I was thinking something very antique looking or something. Might go better with this kitchen. I want to paint the kitchen as well, and I want to do new handles. I have these, I found in the street actually, these knobs that are porcelain and painted with little blue details. So I want to paint the kitchen, I think white, and then put on new handles. But that might be a summer project that we can do. Out here, we have our, what do you call it? Mud room? Yeah, mud room. That's what it's called. Also have access to the appliances from this side. So we have toaster, juicer, all kinds of stuff in here. But what a blessing to have a mud room. I've never had that before. A lot of new experiences moving here. Yes, we moved here 2 months ago and we're taking it slow. Just doing all the renovations while we live here and trying to not get too overwhelmed and not too stressed out, because in actuality all we want to do is just be together and not be too stressed. I have a tendency to be very stressed out. What else? Upstairs. This is the hallway. What did we do out here? Everything painted, new flooring, and above all of the doors, there used to be images like the ones you just saw in the living room. And this light fixture, I want to find something else, maybe something a little bit more vintage looking. In here is our bedroom. All of the exposed beams are old beams, but they're actually not from this house originally. Because this house, it burnt down and then a guy bought it and completely rebuilt the whole thing. So he did all of these detailings. And I think it was I think he had a lot of fun with it. In here, if you come over here, you can see that he made a lot of fun little quirky details like this one. And it was one of those things that we quite fell in love with about the house. But this up here is going to be my office slash my room at some point. I'll move so you can see the view. I have a lot of projects, and I'm thinking that up here is going to be like creativity central, rest central, doing a bit of work stuff here, everything together. This is where we spend time in the evenings when we watch TV, and it's kind of cozy because the only like window is up here, so especially in the evenings it's really comfy cozy up here. I love it. Another detail, this is actually inside here is our bathroom. You can see it if you come through here, including our laundry, and an old bathtub that we brought with us from my mom's house. Yeah, plant. Look at these cool tiles. I'm thinking of maybe painting it a darker color out here so the tile will pop more. You'll see it more. Yeah, I think that's the house. So I was thinking that I want to do some planting. I would like to get the planters from this side of the house and take them out here. And I was thinking of taking all of these herbs that have been sitting in the windowsill and look kind of sad, and then planting them outside. First, though, I need to put on my hat because I got a new gardening hat and it's pretty cool. Look at this. So I can live out my living in the country gardener experience. What do you think? And also I need sunglasses. And let's go look at the planters. Oh, well, let me just show you the bird feeder. I have become quite obsessed with birds now. The guy that built this house and used to live here, he's quite knowledgeable about birds, and I have been taking pictures every time a different bird came here, and he's been analyzing and telling me what kind of birds there are, and so now that's my new obsession. Oh, look at that! Look at the little bird! Oh, there he goes. So they're quite used to coming here and getting all the good stuff. I buy them sunflower seeds, which they absolutely love. This is my rose that I planted. I'm really proud of. I know nothing about roses, but I guess I'll have to learn. So if we come out here, I'm just gonna close this so Boris doesn't run off. Okay, secure. Yes, this is gonna be grapes, and the guy that used to live here, he told us that these grapes are not that great, but I think it's gonna be really beautiful when they come in and everything here is gonna be green. Can't wait for that. And let me show you here. This is probably my favorite flower. It's called, in Danish, it's called minnesøster, which means dear memory sister. And this flower actually really reminds me of my dad, because my dad, when I was little, he had a garden that he planted in, and he planted only blue flowers, and this was one of them. So it's kind of a core memory for me. And there are a lot of them around here as well. This bed I haven't weeded yet because I wanted to see what was going to come up. We have some more of the minnesøster and these daffodils that are so cute. These are the kind of bulbs that we bought a lot of because we saw this one that came up. And look at how beautiful this is with the dark orange inside. So we bought a lot of these, and that's what I want to plant today in the pots that are over here. So, okay, let me show you one more thing. I'm so proud of this. I weeded all the way along here between the rocks, and then I planted these little succulent bulbs, and they're supposed to be winter hardy, so they'll do okay in the winter time. And then I planted these, I don't know what they're called, but they're supposed to do well with well-drained soil, which is definitely going to be here. It's going to be a little bit dry, but I need to remember to water these today. But I think it's so cute with the flowers all along here. So over here we have the planters I was talking about, and I thought that maybe I could take one and put all the herbs in that one, and then the other one I could plant bulbs in. Let's put them in the garden. So I'll need help carrying. But first let me show you what it is I want to plant. These ones are already planted. They're going to be have white flowers. I can't remember what they're called. These are the ones I wanted to plant in the planter. They're quite cute. Let's see what they're called. Narcissus? Minnow? I think they would be cute in the big planter. I don't know if we have enough, but it'll be beautiful. Let's try it out. And also I got these climbing plants that are going to have quite beautiful flowers, and I want to plant them along our terrace type place. Let me show you. And I also got these anemone in Danish. I don't know what they're called in English, but you can see the flowers in the image. So we'll have to make a bed for these as well. And then I went and researched it, and then I found out that apparently the deer thinks of these flowers as a specialty, so they'll probably eat it, but I guess it'll be a bonus that we'll have cute deer coming to eat the flowers if they want to. Okay, let's get planting. Okay, yeah, let's go. We got it. Okay, I think I'll carry it the rest of the way. Oh my God. Okay, wait. I also have this dream that I want to build a round patio here. So this is a really great place to like commune and everyone coming together, but right now it's just grass, and it would be really cool if we made like a big round patio right here that we could all come together. The kids can play in the playhouse. That's the dream. And so I want to see if maybe I could do that myself. I've never put down a patio before or anything like it. Okay, round 2. This has stuff in it. I was thinking of maybe moving this because it's not very pretty. It was here when we moved in, and right now it's just a place for us to put stuff that we don't know where to put. So I think we need... Hi boys! Hi Skid! I mean, it's a good place for garden tools and stuff, but I just don't think it should be right by the door. Okay, maybe I didn't need to completely empty this. Because then I was thinking, okay, putting this here. Maybe we put this over here with that one. Okay, wait. Oh my God. Okay. When we're looking at the birds, we could be looking at the flowers as well. Boys. I think this is a good placement. And then we could have the herbs right here, right next to the entrance. This is good. I don't like this. I'm gonna move this. And put it here. Ooh, okay. This is cute, right? Have the herbs here. Okay, let's find some soil. First, I was thinking of putting some logs underneath the soil. Fill it up. What do you think? More logs? This is a firewood. I'm just gonna use firewood. Okay. Look at all this firewood. We got all this firewood for free when we moved in. Okay. Here we go. Ugh. So this one is gonna be for the herbs. So, did I not find a pair of scissors before I did? Okay. Wait. Here we go. These'll do. There we go. Okay. This is quite a big planter. But that's good. It's gonna give us lots of nice herbs. Okay, I think this is enough actually. Okay, maybe this log goes. I don't want to fill it up too much. Okay, I think this is a good amount of soil. Let's go get the herbs from the kitchen. Okay. So I have some tiny leftover chives that I want to plant, because if you separate these out, they're a perennial, so they'll keep coming back year after year. Let's put it in this. We have some parsley, coriander, or cilantro, if you want to call it that, and basil, more cilantro, and tarragon, oregano, more coriander. And I don't know, maybe it doesn't make sense to plant the ones that are only for 1 year with the perennials, but that's what I'm doing right now, so that's what's gonna happen. I might replant everything if it doesn't make sense, but I wish you could smell this. It's so, this is really dry. We need to water. The house is so dry that all the herbs in the window, they dry out really quickly. Okay, so I'm gonna try and separate this. Let me show you. Because each one of these is actually a plant that you could pot this in a separate pot, each of them. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to separate them out so they each get some space in here. I don't know how well they'll do because the snails really love these. And the house that we used to live in had a lot of snails that would eat all of the basil before I could get to it. So we'll have to see how well they do. So I've separated them out a little bit, not one by one, but a little bit. These ones, I think I'm just gonna put them in, and maybe we can do a section over here with the ones that won't come back next year. So that part we can replant, and then we can do a section on the other side with the perennials. This one is almost gone. But let's see if it won't have a comeback if I plant it here. That's nice. And now we have the parsley. Last year I planted a parsley that did really, really well. Just one pot from the supermarket that we planted out, and it did so well. Even with the snails trying to get at it, it still did so well. So we only have 2 perennials, and we'll plant them over here. So, oh, I'm hitting the wood already. Same problem as with the roses. There you go. Okay. And turn on. Okay, we have one more cilantro. Let's see if we can't find some space for that over here. I think I'll do okay here. There we go. Okay. I think this is good. Oh, the chives. Okay. We'll plant them a different place. I don't think we have space for those. What do you think? Now we need to water. But first, I think I'll do the bulbs. Yeah. Man. Oh my God, it's so cute. I like that. Great placement. The birds are getting angry that we're sitting right next to their feeding station. Don't worry, guys. We'll be able to get in here soon. Woo. Get some for the roses as well. Okay. Ooh.
That's it.